Roppstar gang, what up? What up? Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Welcome to the Roppstar Report. Appreciate you guys, man. What a day. What a day. What a day, man. I tell you what. I don't even know where to start, man. I don't even know where to start. Like with this team, man. I don't even know where to start. I can't believe, like, we shocked the world today, beating the Cowboys. Like, nobody, I mean, like, literally nobody picked us. Nobody picked us. Nobody picked us to win this game. I mean, if you go, you can find all kinds of images that nobody picked us to win this game. Which is the crazy part. Which is the craziest part. Right? But shout out to everyone in the chat, whether you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or if you live in whether you live on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. As you come through, make sure you drop a like and subscribe, especially if you're on YouTube. Make sure you get in the comment section as we go through this. We were live earlier for the live play-by-play, and it was great, man. What a great game. Let me pull up my screen real quick here, chat. You guys on TikTok are not going to be able to see it, but if you want to see the bigger screen and a bigger breakdown, you're more than welcome to go over to my YouTube channel, and the link is in my bio if you're on TikTok. The link is in my bio. It'll take you right over to here. All right. Hold on, chat. Great win for us. Do we extend Rico for the future? I don't know, man. This is going to be interesting with this backfield, what they do. It's going to be interesting what they do with this backfield, because when Chuba Hubbard does come back, then everybody's like, well, Jonathan Brooks, like, I'm not even worried about Jonathan Brooks right now, man. Like, I'm worried about what this backfield's going to look like going forward. I mean, I said it earlier on the show, right? Well, I said it early on our live stream earlier today, chat. Like, first things first, it's a good problem to have when you have, it's a good problem to have when you have two running backs like that. When you have Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle, I think a lot of people are wondering, well, what's going to happen when Chuba Hubbard comes back? You guys are sticking to what works with the run game. Absolutely, Berto. Shout out to Berto, my co-host over there on the NFC South Roundtable. Shout out for him coming through, man. But, you presumed that Chuba Hubbard was going to be the running back one, right? You presumed he was going to be the number one running back one entering this year, right? And it continues and he's obviously dealing with his injury. But let's be real. Rico Dowdle has changed the tone of this offense. Rico Dowdle has changed the tone in this offense. And what he's done is he's officially given us an identity. He's given us an identity from the start of going up against when we started against Miami. And the dude just runs angry. He runs decisive. That's the thing that I see the most out of him, right? He's so decisive. He's such a patient runner. He tries to find that loophole, man. That's what he does best. And listen, the way he ran against Dallas, man, like he's been playing like he's prime Adrian Peterson. Like, it's like, and I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. He's been playing like he's like I mean, we're talking about a guy who's had back-to-back 200-plus yards from scrimmage, right? He had 4 catches for 56 yards and over 83 yards rushing on 30 carries. Now, again, do I think that he could sustain this longevity from having that many carries, 30 carries? No, he can't. He can't sustain that going forward. No, but the guy has got such great vision between the tackles. He's sharp. Again, his patience on the outside zone, it fits what Canales' scheme that he's trying to do perfectly. The contact balance has been elite with him. And, you're coming off, you just came off that 260 rushing yards against Miami. Right. And then you go to Dallas. You have 183 yards and 4 catches, 56 yards, a touchdown. It's just Dowdle didn't just put up numbers. Like, he is stabilizing that. What he's doing that's so good is that he's stabilizing this offense. Right. Bryce Young had more time in play action pass. The offensive line looked more confident. Canales was able to control the tempo for the first time all season. Now, if Canales is serious, establishing a physical, well-balanced identity in Carolina going forward, which it seems like he is, obviously having these back-to-back wins is huge. This version of the offense, the Dowdle-led version, has to stick around. It has to stick around. Here's the thing. Chuba Hubbard isn't going to go anywhere. So even when he comes back, Chuba Hubbard isn't going to go anywhere. Right before the injury, he was the most consistent offensive weapon, leading the backfield. He was leading the backfield both in carries and yards in the first 4 games. 72 carries, 317 yards. He's reliable. It's not like Chuba Hubbard's not reliable. He's durable, quietly effective in the pass game as well. And he's great. He's very effective in pass protection. I don't think a lot of people give him credit where credit's due with that. That's something that I think a lot of people overlook, especially when you have a quarterback in Bryce Young. But the thing is the running styles are different, right? Chuba Hubbard is a fundamental running style, and it's different because he's a rhythm runner. It's a total different ball game with him, right? Like, Chuba Hubbard's best when he gets the 15 pluses touches. He builds tempo, right? That he uses acceleration to hit daylight. Where, again, I think Dowdle is that tone setter. He's that physical grinder who will soften up defenses. He wears them down. He makes safety start peeking into the box. That's what Rico Dowdle does best. That's what he does best. Both have value, but you trying to force them into the same role would be a huge mistake. So I think Dave Canales, once Chuba Hubbard comes back, you've got to set some boundaries. You've got to set, you got to handle this. There's a certain approach with the structure you got to do. Okay. And one thing Dave Canales has done this season, I think so far, has shown one thing, that he's very good at adapting, right? His system is built around personnel, right? So the smart move here would, to me, okay? Smart move here would to be is don't pick just an instant starter, okay? You don't need an instant starter. You need it's picking a structure that keeps both backs involved without killing rhythm or production, right? Again, I think Dowdle is more of a tempo setter than Chuba Hubbard is. And I think at this point, you have to say Dowdle has earned the right to open the games. Like, let him take the first series. Let him establish the physicality. Get defenses reaching early, right? His bruising style wears down defensive lines and sets up those play action and motion concepts perfectly. I think of him as like I said before, think of him as the hammer, right? Starts every offensive drive with that intent. That's where I see him. Whereas if you're going to go with, Hubbard, Hubbard's that closer, change of pace guy. It's just like I was saying earlier. Think about, I always think about the Atlanta Braves. I don't know why. I think about it like baseball, because you got your guys who's your starting pitcher and you got your relievers, but then you got your closers. Well, we're just going to say Rico Dowdle is your starting pitcher, okay? and your closing pitcher is Chuba Hubbard. You want to use Chuba Hubbard, I feel like, as the closer and change the pace back. Once defenses are gassed, that's when Hubbard's burst becomes deadly. That's just my opinion. You rotate him in for stretches, let him exploit that tired front seven, use him in a hurry up packages where his acceleration create chunk of plays. He's also better third down back right now, more trustworthy in protection, and a better receiver in space. Now, again, you could say the same thing for Rico, though. Because Rico had that big, huge, touchdown today with that catch. But I think you got to keep the snap split fluid. Focus on Jesus. What's up, man? Appreciate you coming through. Hope all is well. But there's no need to go for a rigid 60-40 split. Go by the flow, man. If Dowdle's hot, keep heating him up. Keep feeding him. If Chuba's hitting creases, let him cook. But use each in the situations that fit their strengths. I just think Dowdle is better on early downs, red zone carries, short yardage, where Chuba's better on the outside zone, screens, third down snaps. That kind of situation clarity gives both backs defined roles, avoids confusion, keeps defenses guessing, right? Why? And this matters a lot. This run game matters a lot to Bryce Young in this offense. Here's why. Because Canales' entire offensive philosophy, okay, is it depends on the balance and sequencing. So you run to set up the pass to open the run. And right now, Bryce Young is at his best when Carolina's ground game is rolling. Because today, you saw it. You saw it today with Bryce. Like, you go back in that Miami game, too. Right? Carolina ran the ball 31 times against Miami, controlled the possession for nearly 33 minutes. Whereas this game, okay, we ran the ball 38 times and we controlled the time possession for 32 minutes. That's the blueprint. You take the pressure off of Bryce Young. You keep the playbook open. You can be aggressive then. You let him work out of the play action and rollouts instead of dropping back 40 times a game. I'm telling you right now, Dowdle's emergence gives Canales the luxury of not having to force Bryce Young to play hero ball every single game. And when Hubbard returns, then you have a 1-2 punch who can keep defenses honest and open up the offense's entire middle third. And guess where Bryce Young's at most accurate at? That's when his accuracy shines most. So this is the identity you have to ride. I'm telling you right now, this offense has finally found something that works. Physicality, rhythm, and a clear sense of purpose. The mistake would be overthinking it, to be honest with you. I mean, once Chuba returns, you don't want to overthink it. Don't split the carries. Don't split the carries, man. For sake of fairness, split them for the sake of flow. Like if Dowdle keeps running like this, he's earned the right to be the lead horse. Chuba should still play a big role, but this is no longer his backfield by default, in my opinion. It's Carolina's backfield. It's Canales' backfield, really. You got to, it's built on complementary skill sets. And there's just been this renewed sense of direction with this backfield, right? Like Dave Canales' job is not to manage egos; it's to manage the efficiency of the offense and the defense and the players and the coaches. Like, we finally have two capable, motivated backs with contrasting styles that actually can work together. Hubbard and Dowdle smash and pass. Absolutely. But if Canales plays it right, like I said, guys, you use Rico Dowdle to set that tone early and often. Then use Chuba Hubbard to keep defenses off balance. And then Bryce Young will stay upright and he'll play confident. That's the formula. It's not flashy. It's winning football, though. It's exactly what Carolina's been missing for years. I mean, we just had back-to-back wins. I think the last time we had back-to-back wins was 2018. And then we had something like that. Last time we were 500, I think, was around the same time. Like, it was like 2021. I think we were around 500. I'm not sure. But this is the first time that I felt like this Panthers offense was starting to really hit people in the mouth early. Closing drives with authority. I mean, this isn't just some scheme shift we're doing here. It's a culture shift. And I think we've really found our identity now at this point. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Whether you're on YouTube, TikTok, we've got whether you're on X, Twitch. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate everybody. Rap Central says we had back-to-back wins last year. I guess we did. Who did we have back-to-back wins with? Giants and Saints? Was that the games that we had back-to-back wins? I guess it just feels like forever. I don't know. Maybe it just feels like forever because we haven't been a winning football team since 2017. Now that you say that. Mag, I'm sorry. Let's see what Jadarius said. Let me get to some of your comments. I got to give some shout-outs, by the way. Which I'm going to get through here in a second. Man, sorry, Clay. I know you're tired of me saying this, but what are we doing? What were we doing in the preseason? This team would have been at least 4-2 if they gave players more opportunities to showcase their skills. I mean, Jadarius, you know how I feel about that, buddy. Steve, what's up, man? Appreciate you coming through. Underground West, what's up, man? Good old boy Nate, what's up? Marcos Cash, what's up? Zach Taylor, Hayden, the Caw King, Zach Taylor, old school Panthers fan, Panthers gal, T. Thompson. Who else am I missing here? Mid City Matthew, Trap, Black Fry, Domo Smith. What's good, man? Raw Walk, what's up? Earl Locklear, what's up? Rap City, Rap Central was good. Grace and Sonic are the next game. Our next games is against the Jets, and they are 0-6. So maybe our first win on the road this year. Let's hope so, Grayson. That's the thing. We got to get consistent on the road, man. I mean, we're 3-0 at the bank. Can we win a road game? That's the question. That's the big question, chat. Can we get a road win? I mean, we are going to go up against the Jets. We're going to be 0. That are 0-6. That's the biggest question. It's all about being consistent. Again, we got back-to-back wins. Can we continue? Right? Because now we've won 3 out of the last 4. You've won 3 out of the last 4, right? Yeah. You 3 out of the last 4. So let's see. Let's see. Right? I mean, let's see what Joshua Lilly says. Do you think there's going to be a battle for RB1? No. I think, Josh, like I said earlier, buddy, I don't think that there's going to be I don't think that there's going to be an RB1. I think the approach that they're going to go with this is an RB1A and an RB1B. Chuba is your rhythm runner. Best when he gets 15 touches, builds tempo, uses acceleration to hit daylight, whereas Dowdle's your tone setter. Physical grinder who sauces up defense, wears them down, makes safety start peeking in that box, right? So, again, Let Hubbard take the first series, Josh. Establish physicality, get defenses reacting early. Chuba Hubbard, he's your closer. Okay? Rotate him in for stretches. Let him exploit the tired front seven. Use him in hurry up packages where his acceleration can create chunk plays. Boom. And keep the snap fluid. Don't do something rigid like 60-40. Just go by the flow, man. That's the way I would do it, Josh. Good question, though. Good question. I don't know why this is moving. Zoom in a little bit. There we go. There we go. First time we're 500 since 2021. That's what it was. Hello. Thanks, Brad. Appreciate you keeping me straight on that one, my guy. We lost to the Patriots, but we beat Falcons, Dolphins, and Cowboys. Yeah. Won the last 3 out of the 4, man. It's huge. If Rico keeps running like that, there's definitely going to be an RB1 battle soon. He earned those carries. Again, I just don't think it's going to be an RB1 battle. I just think you're going to have an RB1A, RB1B. Just go with the hot hand. Go with the flow. You found your identity. Just don't mess. You don't need to mess it up. Rico ran wild. Bryce Young growth for real. Once we fix the little stuff, it's over, folks. Cowboys fans crashing out right now. It sounds like it. Sounds like it. Hey, Clay. What's up, SC Panthers boy? All right, let's break this game down. We're going to go do a quick recap. Just like the first quarter. Well, not through the first quarter, but the play-by-play. We're going to go through the first quarter. Then we're going to go through each quarter is what I'm going to say. So yeah, first quarter, it was interesting because in this game, like the defense holds. I felt like our offense kind of was like sniffing for blood, right, chat? But the defense kicked things off against the Dallas offense that has been basically a nightmare. Again, I got to give Dak Prescott where credit's due, man. He looks like an MVP candidate. He does. He does. Without Dak Prescott, this Cowboys team, with all the injuries they have, they're not 2-3-1 right now. They might not even have 2 wins. They might not even tie Green Bay. I'll be honest with you. But they weren't just good enough. They were disruptive. That's what our defense was in that first quarter. Very disruptive. I remember on third down, A'Shawn Robinson jammed one of his massive arms into that passing lane. He deflected the ball, forcing an immediate 3-and-out. Boom, our ball. And then our offense answered with some chunk plays. Rico, getting yards like a freight train. Bryce Young found Mitchell Evans in the stride down the middle. I wish we would have saw more of Mitchell Evans, but they made it to the red zone, then stalled. DJ Giles tried to punch it in on the third. Got stuffed. Head coach Dave Canales had no choice but to kick the field goal. It was short and sweet, and for us, right? Again, Dallas's first drive mirrored the Panthers' early success, except they actually converted a third down thanks to George Pickens making an absurd athletic catch over a defender. I think it was Mike Jack, actually. And then the Cowboys hit a wall near red zone. Nick Scott had a key breakup in the end zone, forcing Dallas into a short field goal. Panthers got Tre'von McMillan involved for the first time on the second drive. First play good. Second play disaster. The pass bounced off Tre'von McMillan's hands, got picked off, and then suddenly, Dallas was suddenly in score range. Quarter ended with the Cowboys 4th and 1 on the 4-yard line. And then you go into the second quarter, and our offense was like, if you go back and watch that second quarter, there was definitely some bullshit calls. But our offense was also failing in that second quarter a good amount of times, actually, because Dallas finally scored a touchdown, right? And on a simple goal line pick, nothing fancy, just a standard. We're going to punch it into your gut. That was it. right? So then our response was more data magic, some nifty play action from Bryce Young, quarterback. He zipped a pass clean to McMillan in the end zone, right? And then, which was a 19-yard score. We're back on top. Then things got messy. I mean, we got a little bit messy, man. Questionable pass interference call, J.C. Horn kept Dallas drive alive. Cowboys clawed forward with micro gains until Dak Prescott found Jake Ferguson for that down the seam a touchdown. Then suddenly they're up 17-10. And then our defense looked like it had just taking a punch in the mouth. And then the half ended in chaos. The half ended in classic chaos where Bryce Young connects with Xavier Legette, who ends up trying to do a toss. I think he was trying to do a toss over to Rico Dowdle, but Rico Dowdle called for the ball. They were after the press conference came out today. It wasn't Rico actually told him to toss it to him. Either way, Xavier Legette should have never tossed it to him. He should have just said, "No, we're not going to do that." So, and he should have just taken the tackle, but panic, tried the lateral, lost yards. Then we recovered, but it was ugly. And then Young redeemed himself by hitting Tommy Trimble, setting up Ryan Fitzgerald for a 55-yard field goal, which was huge. Drilled it at halftime. And then come out of halftime, you get the ball back in the third quarter, and we strike. Cowboys get some help from the refs. But the opening kickoff, we strike first. Bryce Young hits Jimmy Horn Jr. for 34 yards on a wheel route, then threads a pass to Dowdle, who gallops in the end zone. We're up ahead, right? Defense started strong, stuffed the third down, forced a punt. Then our own offense gets sloppy. There was penalties, then there was a sack, a punting situation, and then you give Dallas some life, right? You give Dallas some life again. Cue the referees, though. There were some questionable calls in that third quarter. Rough in the passer called on Christian Roseboom. The only reason why they called that rough in the passer on Christian Roseboom was because his helmet may have touched Dak Prescott's hairy little chinny chin chin, which then extended the Cowboys' drive with that call. And then Prescott later found Pickens on a slant, and Pickens made the Panthers look silly, slicing through for a touchdown thanks to the refs. And then fourth quarter. So let's go down to the fourth quarter here. And the fourth quarter, it was nerve-wracking, man, because Dowdle kept carrying the Panthers back. We avoided pressure, found McMillan again in the end zone. We looked like we were in total control. And then, of course, Dallas answered with some freakish athleticism from Pickens and had 45 yards. And then a botch snap, a couple of incompletions. You stop the drive, and Aubrey kicked the game-tying field goal, right? Fun times, right? Fun times. But chaos struck next, man. Next drive, derailed by the penalties. Young hesitating with an open McMillan. They punted. Cowboys respond with equally some comical incompetence, in my opinion. 2 screens, negative yards, checked out, stuffed at the line, ball back to Carolina. And this time, they didn't screw it up. Dowdle carried the load. Young moved the chains on 4th and 4. Canales didn't blink. Young hit Hunter Renfrow to keep that drive alive, which was an elite play, right? To keep that drive alive on 4th and 4. And it was a ballsy move by Dave Canales, which I've been saying he needs to be aggressive. You march down there to the 2-minute warning. They ran out the clock, mixed out on Trevor Etienne with some carries. Fitzgerald capped it with a game-winning field goal. Huge. Absolutely huge. I mean, again, listen, this game wasn't perfect. It was not perfect by any means, sort of the imagine. But it was messy at times. It was raw at times, but it was frustrating as hell. They give up questionable calls, fumble in the red zone. It made you want to scream at the TV. They also had plays, talent, guts to go to toe with the Cowboys offense, came out on top. If they clean up some of these mistakes even a little, this team might really be dangerous for now. But for now, I'm going to say this. Let's enjoy the 30-27 win. Savor the fact that the Panthers can win a messy balls to the wall game like this. All right. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Again, appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new content. Now, if you're watching on TikTok, X, Twitch, just tap TikTok. Hit the heart button, drop a follow on X. And also, if you are on TikTok, just tap the screen and drop a follow as well. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, let's dive into some key takeaways, though. Let's dive into some key takeaways. I'm going to give you my biggest takeaways from this game. Let's just start with the obvious, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, this guy right here has given this guy has given us something to think about, man. This guy has given us something to think about. Rico Dowdle. Earlier in the week, Dowdle told this Cowboys team, right, to buckle up. He wasn't kidding. A week after 206 rushing yard display, you go ahead, you add 183 rushing yards on 30 carries against his former team, along with 56 receiving yards and a receiving touchdown on 4 catches. To put this in perspective, man, Dowdle is the first player since 2020 and just 7th since the 1970 merger to post 200 plus scrimmage yards in back-to-back games. That's insane. That's insane. I'm about to put this Detroit and Kansas City Chiefs game on. So if you hear anything, it's because I got the Detroit game on. So, but again, that's just insane. I mean, he's just a physical, relentless runner. He's become the exact kind of offensive engine that the Panthers want. But he, yes, it does raise the questions about Chuba Hubbard's role once he returns from his calf injury. Don't panic. Hubbard is likely still the starter. I think that's going to be I think that's what they're going to do, but I don't think that's the right move. Again, I've said it. I think Rico Dowdle should be the starter. Again, I've already told y'all the roles earlier. I still think they're going to go with Hubbard at likely the starter, but I don't like that idea. I think that it should be Rico Dowdle. Again, he's the tone setter where Chuba Hubbard is the nice change of pace. So, but Dowdle's emergence does give Carolina a good problem. It's definitely a potential 1-2 punch that makes this backfield downright lethal if managed correctly. If managed correctly. What's up, T Green? What's up, Miss Douglas? Cornbread, what's up? Let's see here. Appreciate everyone in here. King Cliff, what's up, man? We going 5 straight, I hope. I hope, my guy. All right, let's talk about Tetero McMillan. Let's just talk about Tet real quick. Let's talk about Mr. Tet. Mr. Tetero McMillan. I'll say this, man. I'll say this. That early drop was brutal. That early drop in that game was brutal for sure. Which directly led to the Cowboys scoring right on Young's, throw, even though it was a great throw, accurate throw, should have caught it, whatever. Right? Donovan Wilson intercepts it, sets up Dallas for that touchdown. It was, and that felt like I felt that took a lot of breath out of that stadium. But for the way that this team bounced back after that was huge. But the rookie mistakes are going to happen, man. Like I said in my short earlier, I already posted up a short on TikTok, YouTube, X, and Instagram, talking about this game, my takeaways from it. Rookies are going to have mistakes. It's going to happen. But the kid didn't let it, shake him. He bounces back immediately with a 19-yard touchdown in the red zone, first of his career, then added another touchdown, 2-yard touchdown in the fourth quarter to put us ahead. I know the stats ain't there. I mean, the stats aren't like going to be jumping off the charts. 3 catches, right? 29 yards, 2 touchdowns by the end of the game. But for a rookie, you're going to have growing pains, right? And he showed resilience and a knack of finding the end zone, which is finally what matters. Everybody's been wanting this kid to get in the end zone anyways, right? And let's be real. McMillan's hands were silky in college coming out of Arizona. The talent's still there. The mistakes are fixable. I mean, again, if he keeps learning from them, he'll be a weapon for years. He will. He's going to be a weapon for years, and I still believe that as well. Let's talk about Bryce Young, though. Everybody I know wants to talk about Bryce. Let's pull up Bryce's stats. Bryce's stats. Okay, in this game, Bryce Young, right here, this game. Here's his stats. Let's see. You can see it right there, chat. Got to work on our pass defense. Definitely going to talk about that. Young has had his fair share of turnovers this season. We know that. He's had 7 turnovers in the first 6 games. Okay. And every mistake has been punished. Let's be honest, it has. In week 6 of his only first half turnover wasn't even his fault. On a 3rd down conversion, again, you're talking about it, but when I was talking about Tet, Young placed it was a perfect slant route. It was a perfect slant route, perfect pass. McMillan just basically fumbled it. And Donovan Wilson picks it off, returns 21 yards again in our territory. And then coupled with a personal foul on Dowdle, and then Cowboys score quickly. But 7 of Young's 8 turnovers this season had directly led to points for the other team. So that pick was technically a ding on his record, but let's be honest, that was on McMillan. Okay, so let's make that clear. That interception shouldn't even been an interception. It actually should have been positive yards, and Bryce Young probably should have had like 250, at least 210 yards based off of that catch alone. I'm him. Yes. Do I think Tet's going to be good? Absolutely. He's already proved that he's good. Let's just say this. Tetero McMillan is him. How about that? But back to Bryce. in true form, this kid didn't fold. That's the thing. He led 2 scoring drives before halftime. He answered Dallas with one of his own. He opened the third quarter by hitting Jimmy Horn Jr. with that 34 yards. He found out on a 36-yard touchdown, right? It was a strike that ended up taking a 20-17 lead. Later, Young hit McMillan for a 2-yard touchdown to reclaim the lead in the fourth quarter. And then finally orchestrated a 15-play, 71-yard drive. And then you set up Ryan Fitzgerald for a 33-yard game winner. So, stat line, 17 of 25, 199 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 114 passer rating. 6 scoring drives, and he was the engine behind this win. I got to give Bryce the credit where credit's due. I got to give Bryce the credit where credit's due. William, good. What's good, man? Local kid, what's good? Nervous, what's up, man? Appreciate you guys in here. Appreciate you guys in here. Yes, he did focus on Jesus. He had 2 touchdowns today for sure. Huge. All right. Let's talk about this run defense real quick. Let's talk about this run defense, man. All right, I'm looking at this right now. The Dallas ran the ball 19 times, and they only rushed for 31 yards. We're talking about a team that was dead last year in the run game. We're talking about a team that was dead last in the run game last year. And a lot of people were worried probably going into this season about this defensive front, man. And as they should be. You're talking about a team that was dead last year. If you're worried about this defensive front this week, after that performance, it should calm you down. I mean, you held Miami to 19 rushing yards in week 5. Then you go out and you limit Dallas on 31 yards after 19 rushes on 19 carries. Like Javonte Williams, the NFL's 3rd leading rusher entering the game, was held to a measly 29 yards on 13 attempts. The success starts up front, man. Miles Bishop said, let's go Panthers all the way from Illinois. Nice, man. K Bupp says flags made this game close. Bryce played a clean game other than that interception, which wasn't his fault. That interception wasn't his fault. Is Mike Jack's movable? Should be. They need to start rotating him around again. They need to put J.C. Horn on the best corner on the field, or on the best wide receiver on the field. Mike Jack was getting cooked the whole game against George Pickens. That's something that's got to stop. You got to start, like, Evero has got to start making adjustments. It's the same thing I was seeing again with these corners. He's keeping these guys on one side of the field. Start rotating them. But I'm going to tell you right now, the success of this starts up front. Derrick Brown, Bobby Brown III, A'Shawn Robinson, LeBron Ray. Those guys have been locked in since the Miami game. They've been locking down gaps like seasoned vets. Linebackers, you got to give Trevor Wallace the credit where credit's due. Ever since he's gotten the green dot calling the plays on defense, this defense has been better up front. Roseboom has stepped in massively. I think the pressure of him not having the green dot has been tremendous, especially Wallace. You know, taking over that green dot, taking over that pressure off of him. And the run defense has not just been good, ladies and gentlemen. It's a legit statement until right now. Like, if we go look up, let's go. I'm going to go look it up right now. Carolina Panthers defensive rankings 2025. 2025. And let's do right now. Overall, this defense is top 12 out of his total defense is 12th in 32 teams. Passing defense 10th. Rushing defense 14th. Points allowed per game 23rd. First downs allowed first. Turnovers forced 15th. Sacks 20th. But again, we're talking about a team that in those first four categories, I'm pretty sure it went 30 in total defense last year. We were 30th. Let's go. Let's see if I can compare it. Let's see if I can compare it. Let's see. Okay. Here's the comparison. Total defense, we were 32nd in the NFL last year. Points allowed last year, we were 32nd. So total defense, we're 12th this year. Last year, we're 32nd. Points allowed this year, we're 19th. Last year, we were 32nd. Passing defense this year, we're 10th. Last year, we were 23rd. Rushing defense, we were 14th. Rushing defense, we were 14th. Last year, we were 32nd. First downs, we're the first in the league. Last year, we were 32nd. We're the best defense in the league on first down, on preventing first downs. This defense has drastically improved to get off the field. Now, hold on. Let me zoom in on this for you guys on YouTube. You guys can't see it. So this thing is comparing it. Look at this right here, chat. First downs. We're first in the NFL. We are first in the NFL for first downs. So we are first in the NFL first downs allowed. We were 32nd last year. It's crazy, man. It's crazy what this defense, what bringing in free agents, having Derrick Brown back does to your defense. It's not even close. In comparison, third down conversion, we're 13th. Last year, we were 32nd. So overall, we are 12th in the NFL on defense, ladies and gentlemen. And we were dead last year. What a major improvement. Now, I am going to harp on this defense, though. I'm going to say our front seven is dominant. I'm going to say our front seven is a legit unit. They've made a statement these past 2 games. Our run defense is dominating right now. But where is this pass rush, man? That is the biggest thing right now I got to harp on. Where is this pass rush? Because we go look at this box score here. We go look at this defense. Quarterback hits. We only got 2. How many sacks did we get in this game? We got 0. Our pass rush needs some major help badly in this game. Our run defense needs some major help. Like we stopped the run. But the pass defense torched us. Dak Prescott went 14 of 18 in that first half alone for 137 yards, no run, and 2 touchdowns. He was finding wide open targets like fullback Hunter Lubeck and Jake Ferguson. George Pickens did most of the damage, hauling in 5 first half catches for 74 yards, including a 31-yard touchdown that featured a hold on J.C. Horn, which was a ridiculous, and a ridiculous hurdle over Nick Scott, which that was just nasty. But Pickens just kept the Panthers on their heels all game. Finished with 9 catches, 168 yards, and a touchdown. Prescott ended with 25 of 34 with 261 yards and 3 touchdowns. So the Cowboys' air attack may have been relenting, but we did at least limit the run to a pitiful 31 yards, which is great. But yeah, it's just like I just saw your comment here. Who said it? Bottles rookie or Popples rookie. Did you see where JC had to ask the defensive coaches to cover George the last drive? I did. He admitted that. He asked the defensive coaches that he was like, hey, on this last drive, let me cover George Pickens. And look what happened. Because I remember on 2 of those plays, it was a dump off to Javonte Williams and it was a dump off to somebody else. Both ended up being tackles for loss. One by Tre'von Moehrig, one by Trevin Wallace, and there was another one that I remember, Bobby Brown III, too, had a tackle for loss in this game. I think actually Bobby Brown III had 2 tackles for loss in this game. But the 3 plays I remember that were tackle for losses was when J.C. Horn was on George Pickens, because he looked there first and then didn't see nobody, and then that's when the check down comes from Dak Prescott. Because J.C. Horn had him locked down. But yet, again, it still didn't make a lot of sense to me why we still saw Mike Jack time and time again getting cooked, and we continue to, let him get his ass kicked by George Pickens out there. It just didn't make any sense to me. I don't know why we continue to do that time and time again. I don't know why Evero does not rotate those corners, why he continues to keep them on one side of the field than the other. It makes no sense. That's one thing I was harping on Evero about last year. You got to make adjustments. And sometimes I feel like he just gets stubborn in his own ways. Like he's trying to prove a point or something. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to that. But again, to our pass rush, I don't know what the answer is. Why we're not getting pressure is beyond me. I don't know what's going on with that pass rush, man, boy, but we ain't getting home. I can tell you that. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream tonight. Do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. If you're on TikTok, make sure you hit that tap my face, smash it, punch it, do whatever. I don't care. It's only a face a mother can love, anyways. And make sure you drop a follow, man. I'm trying to grow my TikTok over 10,000 subscribers. That would be huge. YouTube channel, we're growing like crazy, man. We're growing like a damn weed. We're over 6,000 subscribers. We're actually almost at 6,500 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're on X, make sure you drop a follow. And I would greatly appreciate that. The problem is with that pass rush, man. I'm going to say this with our pass rush is we're just not getting home. I remember when Panthers need Gale Lewis to save them. Ever needs to go. We need Luke. Bring in. That's funny. Luke Kuechly. I remember when Clay was just starting out. I'm glad you kept with it. Appreciate that, Jadarius. Haven't stopped, man. Haven't stopped. I think the problems with a lot of our pass rush is the fact that simply that we're just not getting home. Like we rank near bottom of the league in pressure rates. We're producing minimal disruption on opposing on these quarterbacks, man. And even when the defense wins an initial rep, the lack of finishing ability allows quarterbacks to escape and deliver, clean throws, right? But a major reason for the lack of pressure is I feel like the teams that we're going up against aren't being forced into obvious passing downs sometimes. Like too often we give up easy yards on first and second, leaving defense, which then leaves our defense stuck in third and short. Like situations where, the blitzes, like blitzing isn't practical in those situations. Like until the Panthers win early downs more consistently, the pass rush will stay limited. I think also we have a predictable scheme right now because we lean heavily on that zone coverage way too much. And we give a lot of conservative looks, in my opinion. We're using fewer blitzes and creative fronts. That approach helps limit big plays. Again, it's the bend but don't break approach, the Fangio approach that Ejiro Evero learned, but it also makes life easier for your for the opposite team's offensive line. That's the issue. So without more variety, more stunts, delayed blitzes, overloaded pressures, your rush becomes too easy to read, right? Again, we also have got a lot of young guys on this defensive line in Princely, Mamiel, and Nick Scorton. Right, you're still developing those guys, and the interior pressure has been inconsistent. But players like Nick Scorton, Princely, and Mamiel have been showing flashes, but they've also been not showing how polished they are, right? You add in an occasional missed tackles, some failed sack conversions. The numbers make mistakes. The talent is promising, but the execution isn't there. But I think this team going forward, man, you got to win on early down. Because here's the thing with this defense, with the pass rush, everything starts with stopping the run. Which we're doing. You're limiting the short passes on first and second down. You force them second and long, third and long scenarios. Suddenly your pass rush gets more chances to pin its ears back and hunt, right? Then the front seven has the size and athleticism to make this happen. It's about discipline and gap control. But dial up some aggressiveness. Let's get creative, Evero. Right? Let's get creative. Giro can use more exotic pressure packages, mixing in some stunts, some zone blitzes, right? That's what he can do to confuse the protections. Send linebackers and safety through different gaps. Disguise looks pre-snap. Keep quarterbacks guessing. You have a more aggressive mindset. Could quickly turn the tide, especially from a pass rush standpoint. That's key. Definitely need a CB2. Yeah. I don't think it would hurt. Evero doesn't let JC follow enough. No, he doesn't. But I think another thing we need to start doing is I want the young pass rushers to get reps, but I also think they need rest. Like rotate the line more often, keeps everyone fresh and deep into games when fatigue usually kills speed and power, right? Continue the technique work on hand, usage, leverage, right? Counter moves will help turn those calls into sacks. Invest in proven rush help. If the improvement doesn't come initially, we need to look outside, whether it's a veteran edge presence or bring in a disruptive interior lineman, add another proven pass rusher could stabilize this group. Take some pressure off the younger guys. I think we have the tools to be a very good defense. It's obviously proven. We just looked at the defensive rankings. We're 12th overall in defensive rankings in the first 6 weeks of the season. That's a major improvement from going 32nd last year to 12th overall. But I'm going to tell you, until this pass rush becomes consistent, it's not going to reach its full potential. The good news is most of the fixes are within reach, right? Better early down execution, more aggressive scheming. That's what we need to see. Continued player development. That could turn this pass rush from a weakness into a weapon for sure. We just got to make the right adjustments, man. The rest of the NFL should take notice. Because a balanced defense would be a serious problem for anyone standing our way. We can stop the run. That's right, that's key. I was going to say the same thing. We can stop the run. We just can't get any sacks. Keep winning. Yep. All right, let me talk about Bryce Young one more time real quick. I do want to harp on him for a second here. Not in a bad way. I really want to break down his performance a little bit more. I want to dive deeper in it because I really want to talk about some things that really stuck out to me in this game. Number one, his pre-snap command is improving, man. This guy, again, I know he's not perfect. I know he's small. Whatever. He's getting there. The difference is, though, the difference starts before the snap. You watch him pre-snap this week, right? Was like night and day compared to earlier on this season, right? Calls from Dave Canales and Brad Ezek are coming in quicker, giving Young more time to read. the defense, get the offense lined up correctly. If a check is needed, if a check is needed play or a blocking concept, Young isn't hesitant. He's also starting to manipulate cadences to sniff out pressure before it hits. I started noticing that today. He's doing it well too, because it's a skill that does separate people from rookies to vets, right? Some veteran quarterbacks still struggle with this, honestly. And Young, he's learning fast. Trust his instincts, put the team in a much better position to succeed. The real test, of course, is making the throws. Something he showed flashes of, today. Solid first half today as well. I mean, again, he had a solid first half. You go look at his numbers. Really solid first half, right? Solid first half. One turnover it wasn't his fault. Again. But this is a guy who kept his eyes down the field this whole game. Went through the progressions efficiently, made smart decisions. Of course, when Rico Dowdle was pounding the rock, made play action plays, which opened them up, giving him Young room to pick the defense apart. But that first half, you go look at him, 75 completion percentage, 90 yards, touchdown, 1 interception, 0 sacks, had 8 yards rushing, 88.9 passer rating in that. But then what defined the third quarter for me was the explosive plays, right? We made a statement after halftime, right? And Bryce Young delivered. Canales dialed up some decent plays. He let Bryce Young stretch the field, which I was like banging on the table to push the ball down the field. Had a gorgeous strike, that 34-yard pass to Jimmy Horn Jr. That was the highlight that I thought was correct, which was great. And I thought it was the highlight of that game, going to be the highlight of that quarter. But then under pressure, with the pocket collapsing, scrambles, finds Dowdle in space, and then Rico waltzed into the end zone. That drive was textbook by Bryce. Great tempo, great conviction, trust in his weapons, execution when it mattered, and that completely swung the momentum. And it put Dallas on their back foot in that game. And it also gave Ejiro Evero's defense a boost it desperately needed. Right? But I also got to give credit where credit's due again. Most of Bryce Young's got a clutch gene. He does. He's got a clutch gene in him. Most of Young's early careers have come in the clutch, right? This game was no different, in my opinion. 6 minutes left, tied at 27, took over at their own 14-yard line, marched them down 71 yards with ice in his veins. Critical fourth down call came with 4 yards to go. Kid stood tall, man. Delivered a crisp pass to Hunter Renfrow. The drive continued. And Dowdle, Trevor Etienne chewed up that clock. And then you set up the game-winning field goal. Kid drills it. I mean, Bryce Young's got some nerves of steel. He didn't just win the game. He cemented his confidence in himself and in this game. I think for this point, Bryce Young's blueprint for success going forward, this was, I'm going to be honest with you, this was the best game Bryce Young has had of 2025, number one. Bounce attack, great execution, smart reads, key explosive moments. Now, Dowdle was the engine, but Young was the driver. Reading defenses, making smart decisions, taking what the defense was giving you. He does not have a Joe Milton arm. He doesn't have a cannon of an arm like the elite quarterbacks. But timing, accuracy, trusting his playmakers is more than enough to carve up defenses like Dallas. Now, again, Dallas's defense is like dead last in the NFL. All right. But going forward, Bryce Young's blueprint is simple. You play smart. You trust the ground game. take calculated downfield shots because you got Tedderone McMillan. You got, I mean, heck, you did it with Rico Dowdle. You took a downfield shot with him. You took a downfield shot with Jimmy Horn Jr. Once Jadavion Sanders and Jalen Coker come back, you should be able to take some more calculated downfield shots. And another thing, a part of his blueprint is simple. Another thing he's just continues to show, I think, time and time again, that he's clutch. And he's clutch when it matters most. Again, I need to see him build off of this, be consistent. If he can keep being consistent and build off of this, I will say again that we have a quarterback capable of leading a respectable and competitive offense. And I think that's enough for now. I think it's enough for now. But there's always a but. It's enough for now, but I need to see it consistently. I need to see it consistently, man. All right. That's it. I just need to see it consistently going forward. I'm not asking for anything else. I'm not asking anything for I don't feel like I'm asking anything crazy. We just need to see him be consistent. That's it. That's it. 49 people watching on YouTube. Do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button. We've only got 33 likes. We got one person on Twitch, which is fine. We got 23 people on X. If you could drop a follow and hit the heart on X. TikTok, make sure you drop a follow. Maybe I'll start going live on TikTok more. I don't know. I haven't done it in a while, so maybe I will. But yeah, man, it's a great win. Again, great win. Yeah, I need to see Bryce be consistent on the road. Mr. Elevation with a $5 dono. Shout out to him. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, my guy. It's going to help me make my OnlyFans. Nah, I'm just kidding. Appreciate you, Mr. Elevation. So, lots of good stuff to take away from this game. But again, it wasn't perfect. It's just definitely, it wasn't perfect, but a win's a win. Like, there's definitely some stuff going forward that we definitely need to, again, this is a win we can build off of, but definitely going forward, need to, definitely there's room for improvement, right? Big Papa comes in and says, I would consider trading for a true edge rusher. Rhonda Scorton, what's up? How are you? We got some people over here on TikTok. What's going on? Again, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream, especially you guys over here on YouTube and everybody else on TikTok, X. So I call it Twitter still. I still call it Twitter. Does anybody else still call it Twitter? It's Steve-O from YouTube. Oh, what's up, man? That's funny. Is Rico the best fit for running back one? Everybody keeps asking me that. I think so. The reason why I think Rico Dowdle is the best running back for RB1 is because I think he's earned the right to open games. Period. And it's a good question to ask, Tacky Dad, because the reason why I say that is you let him take the first early series. You establish that physicality. I keep saying this. Get that defense reacting early. I mean, his bruising style wears down defensive lines and sets up Canales' play action and motion concepts perfectly. Think of him as a hammer that starts every offensive drive with intent. That's the way I would look at it. Miss Scorton, how are you? Appreciate you joining the live stream. We've got Nick Scorton's mother in the live stream over here. Shout out to her. Shout out to Mama Scorton. Appreciate her coming through. Big fan of her son. Hook me up with an interview. Hook me up with an interview. Got to shoot your shot, right? That would be sick. That would be sick if I could get an interview with him. So I have a lot more questions after that. Tacky Dad, I got you. T Green, shout out to you with a $10 dono. Pass rush will be, let's see, will be handled prior to next game. I'll see. We'll see about that, man. We'll see about that. I'm hoping so. Hoping so. Put your GM hat on right now, okay, Tacky Dad? What you got? T Green. Trying to keep up with both chats over here, man. I got the chat on TikTok. I got chat on X. Got chat on YouTube. We've got over 100 between TikTok, YouTube, and X and Twitch. We've got over 367 people watching this stream right now. This is wild. So shout out to everybody in here. Tacky Dad, you said you had some more questions? T Green says, hi, Miss Scorton. What are the Jets' weaknesses? Everything. Domo says, what's up to Miss Scorton as well. Everybody's saying what's up. Everybody say what's up. You the man, Clay. Appreciate that, T Green. Appreciate that, man. Oh. It's a big win. I mean, again, we haven't been 500 since we haven't had back-to-back wins since 2021. We haven't been 500 since what? 2021, 2018, whatever it was. Someone told me earlier. Is Chuba tradable? I would say here's the reason why I say no. Yes and no. Yes and no. The reason why I say no is because I think of Chuba Hubbard now that the emergence of Rico Dowdle. I choose to say that Chuba Hubbard's still an RB1. Reason why I say that, even though I have Rico Dowdle as my RB1, I have an RB1A and an RB1B. Again, you use Hubbard as the closer, the change of pace running back. What I mean by that is once defenses are gassed, that's when you bring him in. Because his burst becomes deadly. Rotate him in, stretch the field, let him exploit the tired front seven. Use him in hurry-up packages where his acceleration can create chunk plays. He's also better third down back right now and more trustworthy in protection, pass protection, in my opinion. I think Rico Dowdle has shown that he's a good receiver in space, but I think Hubbard, you can make a case that he's better. That's just me. I just think that Rico Dowdle is a better downhill runner. And again, there's no there's no reason to do the backfield like 60-40 split. In my opinion, like go by the flow. Like if Dowdle heats up, feed him. If Chuba's hitting creases, let him cook, right? Like whatever they feel comfortable with. It's whatever Canales is going to go with. But if I'm Canales, that's my idea, right? Like use each sit back in situations that fit their strengths, in my opinion, right? Use Dowdle on early downs, red zone carries, short yardages, okay? Then put Chuba on the outside zone. Use him in screen in like third down snaps. I think that kind of situational clarity gives both backs defined roles and avoids the confusion and keeps defenses guessing. What's up, Nate? Appreciate you joining the live stream over here, buddy. Don't forget about Jonathan Brooks. I've already forgotten about him. No offense. I mean, we're talking about a guy who's torn his ACL twice in the same knee. I guess you can't tear your ACL twice. I don't know how it works, but he's messed up the same knee twice. And I hate to say that, but I don't know what I'm going to get. I don't know what I'm going to get from. I don't know what I'm going to get out of Jonathan Brooks. I don't know what I'm going to get out of Jonathan Brooks. Am I going to get the run? Am I going to get anything close to what we saw in Texas? Am I going to get anything close to that? I don't know. It's tough to say. That's where my question comes in. What am I getting? What am I getting back from Rico or Jonathan Brooks? You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm getting. He looked nice when he got on the field for those minimal possessions. Looked explosive. Great pass catcher out the backfield. I just don't know what I'm getting out of him. Coming off that injury. So it's a good question, though, Tacky Daddy. All right, TikTok. I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna hop off of here. Appreciate you, TikTok. If you want to come over to YouTube, I'm still gonna be live on YouTube. Make sure you come on over. Hit the link in my bio. I greatly appreciate everyone in here. I'm out of here. Peace. Dang. Might have to start going live on TikTok more, guys. Might have to start going live on TikTok more. Might have to go live more on the TikTok, man. Where are we at on the likes, man? Where are we on the likes, man? Clay, are you planning on going to any games? That's a good question. I haven't looked at it yet. Definitely looking into it. I'm definitely thinking about it. Just haven't done it yet. We've got a lot. I've got a lot going on, as being a dad and everything. And, working and being a dad. It's kind of tough now having a kid and going to games. Hopefully we'll get to something. I've definitely looked into going this year. It's just trying to figure some things out. So I'm going to the game after Thanksgiving. That would be sick. Well, how about them Panthers? What's up, Josh? Keep pounding, man. Yep. Shit is a tradition the past 2 years. That's sick. I might have to make a tradition. I might go to the Saints game. I need to talk to I have a brother. My brother-in-law is a Saints fan. Might have to, and he lives in Virginia. I wonder. I might talk to him and see if he wants to go to the Saints game in Charlotte. Clay, me, and my wife are looking to fly to Charlotte November 4th, 30th. Might have to look into that too. That would be a good game to go to too against the Rams. So might have to look into that as well. I'll talk to we'll talk to the wifey. Because at some, hey, by the way, guys, at some point, Roundtable Sports. Okay, so don't forget, Roundtable. We do have the NFC South Roundtable. All right, guys. We do have the Roundtable, NFC South Roundtable. We do have that on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Sorry, I just had a major brain fart. 2 p.m. or 8 p.m. Sorry, Tuesday, tomorrow, 8 p.m. No, tomorrow's Monday. Jesus. So we're going 8 p.m. EST Tuesday, NFC South Roundtable. Make sure you're there. Reason why I'm talking about that is because we are working on something with Roundtable Sports and the NFC South Roundtable to where we might end up having a meetup at some point. If we can continue to grow that channel, chat, which means at 56 of you guys watching right now, all 56 of you on X or YouTube or Twitch, please come over to Roundtable Sports, go to their YouTube channel, go to the NFC South Roundtable, subscribe to both channels, by the way, because at some point we are going to be doing a live show where we go live and tailgate, and we'll have our own tailgate spot, and we're going to have a whole show, and then we're also going to have a and then at some point we will be going to the game, right? So make sure you guys start tuning in to the NFC South Roundtable and come show your boys some love, man. Come show your boys some love, all right? Josh Nischman surprised me today. He did. He stepped up nicely. Hey, y'all want to go look at the PFF grades real quick? Let's go look at the PFF grades real quick. Let's go look at the PFF grades real quick, chat. The Rams' number one receiver got hurt. Puka. Yeah, Puka Nacua got hurt today. I don't know the severity of it. Also, Fred Warner, which we played in San Francisco. Their starting linebacker, Fred Warner, also, I think, is going to be out for the season. All right. Because at some point we're going to do that. Let's go look at the PFF grades real quick, chat. Let's go look at the PFF grades for this game. PFF hasn't got me signed in, man. Man, this George guy's giving me shit, man. Telling him I owe him something. I don't owe him shit. This guy's telling me I owe him. Says, bro, you owe us an apology. You went against us at Roundtable. Matter of fact, every single one of y'all said we were going to get blown out. Yeah, some of us kept receipts. Well, George Rivers, if you're watching this, go watch my breakdown and preview on this channel. I changed my mind, so I don't know you shit. How about that? Because I ended up having a change of heart and saying that we were going to win this game 27-24. And I got receipts too because I make videos, bitch. So George Rivers, answer that, cocksucker. How about that? How you like them apples? So I don't owe you nothing. All right. Let's see here. Is it going to give us? Is it going to give us the grades for this game? Here we go. Preview, preview snaps. Did they give us it to them yet? Oh, they didn't give us the they didn't give us the
Nearly 2.5 million connected businesses, but they fuel growth. And you can't see the interconnectivity of 28,000.
I'm trying to see if they did. They don't have any of the. Did they not have any of the grades up yet? They don't have any of the grades up yet. Damn. All right, well, chat, my bad. They don't have any of the grades up yet. So I guess we'll have to wait. Let me see, though, if they're on it. Maybe someone posts them on X. Sometimes they do. Earl Locklear says, damn, Clay. Hey, listen, man, you're going to call me out. I'll call you out right back. I'm going to call you out right back. I love how Rico responded saying they wasn't buckled up. Definitely were. Bryce Young, since starting 0-2, has thrown for 668 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and a 3-1 record. Damn. I got to find that. Where's Chad Ochocinco? I guess they haven't posted any of the I guess they haven't posted. I guess they haven't posted any of the things yet. Let me see again. Let's see if Edgar, that the analyst, the Panthers analyst, he always puts them up there. Okay, we don't have the PFF grades yet, so we'll have to go over those later. All right, chat. Well, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. Simple, it's easy. All right, we always have 100 likes, live goal. Other than that, make sure you like, subscribe. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on new content. Also, become a member today. You can become a member for 99 cents, $1, $2, $3, $4. I think at most I put it up to $5. So feel free to become a member. I would greatly appreciate it. Feeling generous. You can always donate to the channel right there. And also all my social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, I do have a link fully listed down below in the description of this live stream. So you can go check it out if you want to follow me on any more of my social media platforms. Other than that, guys, love you. Great win today. And y'all know what to do as always. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Same time, same place, 8 p.m. EST. And keep pounding. Peace.